Dr. Thanka, Director and Professor of Pathology, currently at Sree Balaji Medical College. And I have experience more than 28 years of teaching. And I also have a lot of publications, more than 126 publications in national and international journals. Today's class, this 15 minutes YouTube session is on disorders of immunity. Why should we have immunity? Immunity gives protection from infections, right? So otherwise we'll all be like, if there is no immunity, human race cannot exist. We in the world, in the surrounding, in the atmosphere, there are so many infective agents. But this is God's given mechanism. We have a naturally inbuilt mechanism to kill the causative organisms. This is only an introductory session, and you will get an idea what to learn about this disorders of immune system or immunology or whatever it is. So for what are the objectives? You should know what is normal immune response, cells and tissues of the immune system, and what are the abnormalities in this immune system. Okay, like hypersensitivity reactions, autoimmune diseases, and if the immunity goes down, immunodeficiency syndromes. Okay, and what about another immunological disorder like amyloidosis? Look at this first picture. This little bit tells you what is the types of natural immunity, what are the types of immunity you have. One is natural immunity. You call it as innate immunity, natural immunity. It is inbuilt. There are certain cells involved in it. These pictures are from Robbins, and you are supposed to know why naturally you are protected. So, but after some time, after 1 or 2 days of infection, these organisms, they develop resistant to this natural immunity. It can't be killed. So the second line of immunity occurs, that is adaptive immunity. That is due to the presence of lymphocytes, T lymphocytes, B lymphocytes. B lymphocytes, next slide, you see, it secretes lot of antibodies and it neutralizes the microbe and helps in phagocytosis. T lymphocytes, directly they can't do it. So the antigens have to be presented to the T lymphocytes by antigen presenting cells. Okay, it's given in this picture very nicely, and they activate macrophages, they release cytokines, and the organisms is killed. Okay, for this antigen presenting, you need these molecules known as HLA molecules, that is, we call it as human leukocyte antigen, or other name is major histocompatibility complex. Okay, this is very, very important. You should know it because this is normal. When you know the normal, you can develop on it. Okay, so the picture clearly depicts that. You will be reading in depth in this session. So this will motivate you to go to your subsequent classes, go in depth of this normal immune mechanisms. Okay, right. Now we will see the abnormal behavior of this immune system. Have you ever got an allergy? Yes, most of us would have got. Some are allergic to dust, some are allergic to certain food. Why do you think that you are getting an allergy? Okay, why do you think you are getting an allergy? This is one of the bad immunological reaction. We call it as hypersensitivity reaction. Okay, another example I will tell you in the hospital. Okay, sometimes to extract the teeth, okay, you give injection, an anesthetist, local anesthetics, you give lignocaine. Some people may collapse on the table, right? If you are not careful. But now you know lignocaine can cause allergy to certain people. So they test before doing the extraction. They'll ask whether they have any such incidents before, or they do a skin test and they decide the anesthesia as per that. So this is called anaphylaxis if some injection. Another example is penicillin. Penicillin or any other medicines, when it is given tablet form, injection form, people collapse means it's a very bad form of immunological reaction. So that we call it as type 1 hypersensitivity. We call it as immediate hypersensitivity or anaphylaxis. So immediately if you don't attend to the patient will collapse and die. So you have to know a detailed about various types of mechanism of hypersensitivity to reactions. There are 4 types. Right, look at this picture. Look at the hands of this patient, okay, completely clawed, okay. So this claw type of deformity can occur in rheumatoid arthritis, but this condition is another autoimmune disease because they have taken a biopsy and put the biopsy picture up, skin biopsy. So the dermis of the skin is completely fibrosed, scarred. So this deformity occurs. This is an example of an autoimmune disease known as systemic sclerosis. Now, rheumatoid arthritis is another autoimmune disease. What is autoimmune disease? The normal immune cells, they recognize only the infective agents or anything foreign as foreign. But here what happens? The immune system recognizes self-antigen, our own body's antigen as foreign. So what will act? It will cause immunological reaction. This is a very bad type of, bad side of the immune system. But nowadays, you have a lab diagnosis for all this autoimmune disease, okay, disease. Another example, myasthenia gravis, okay, you would have learned it in your physiology, and thyroid disease, Graves' disease, okay, and some liver cirrhosis, primary biliary cirrhosis, autoimmune hepatitis. Now we have lab diagnosis for all these autoimmune diseases. You should know about that, and treatment also. So this is the second part of bad side of the disorders of immune system. So you will be learning all these things in your subsequent classes. You should know a little bit depth of it. Okay, when normal immunity is there, good. When the immune system reacts bad, you saw about hypersensitivity reactions, you saw about autoimmune diseases, and when the immunity is not there, that is also very bad. All of you know immunodeficiency. Immediately you will come across AIDS, HIV, human immunodeficiency virus and acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. But you should know little more bit. HIV is a separate class for you, so I will not go into detail. You should know other immune deficiencies. Okay, certain people are born with certain immunodeficiency because they present with you for repeated infections, fever. So you should know them. You should be able to recognize them. And when you other acquired immunodeficiency, not only HIV, in diabetes, there is an immunocompromise. When you remove spleen, okay, there is an immune compromise, okay. When you are deficient of protein calorie, okay, your B cells can't secrete adequate antibodies, okay, they're all, so you will get immunodeficiency. You should know what it is. And finally, I have projected this picture. This is the section of a liver, okay, and the blood, you concentrate on the blood vessels, okay, it is, something is getting deposited here. Right side is the HND picture, pale, pink, amorphous, eosinophilic material. And what is it? We call it as amyloid. These people, they will come to the, they may not know that they are having systemic amyloidosis. They will come to the dental OP with a very big tongue, macroglossia. Okay, you should be able to recognize it. Okay, so you should know what is this amyloid. Okay, and the next slide, what you see is special stains for amyloid. We use Congo red, which we examine under polarized microscope. You have this apple green birefringence. And what is this amyloidosis? Why do you get amyloidosis. You should be, this is again from antibody protein misfolding, okay, plasma cell disorder, okay, which releases lot of monoclonal immunoglobulins, which they misfold and they get deposited, finally the organ damage. So you will learn to certain extent in depth what is generalized amyloidosis, what is systemic, what is localized amyloidosis. You will learn a little bit in detail. So this introductory session on disorders of immune system, I have reiterated that you should know the normal immunological mechanisms, the abnormalities, that is autoimmune diseases, hypersensitivity reactions, and a little bit about immunodeficiency and amyloidosis. I hope you will go to your respective sessions in detail and you will have an interest in knowing these things. Thank you for your patient listening.